If you want to know how a penetration test is done with Legion on Kali Linux, stay for the video, we will show it later on. Press download on the official Kali Linux site, then look for the live boot. The only option to download is the torrent file. Enter Discover the KDE Plasma download tool, search for any BitTorrent client and download it, then wait for it to finish. Open the BitTorrent client and open the torrent file from the Kali site. Give it the download directory to save the content. The image download will start depending on the bandwidth and peer availability. The download time will vary based on those. In my case, I do not usually use BitTorrent, so when the download finishes, we uninstall the client from the Discover tool. Go to the Kali Linux documentation, select USB, then creation of a bootable USB drive with Kali Linux using the dd command. Open the terminal and run the lsblk command to identify the device name. Copy the dd command and execute it to start the task. The creation process will start showing us the size of the copied file and the write rate, which may vary by the USB type. Verify with lsblk that the partitions were created correctly. Then in the documentation, look for how to add persistence. Copy the FDISK command to create a partition with the empty space on the USB. Use printf to show the process on the screen. At the end, we will see a third partition, in my case called SDB3, format for persistence with the mkfs xt4 command clearly. Create a directory with mkdir to mount the new partition. Then mount the partition to the created directory with the mount tool. Then copy the echo command to create the persistence config file indicating the directory in which it was mounted before. Unmount with the unmount command and exit the terminal. Close the documentation and the site, then boot with the USB drive. When booting, select the option with USB persistence, then wait for the Kali Linux live system to load for the first time. The first boot takes a bit longer while performing the persistence configurations, then it will boot like any Debian system. Enter the Xfce desktop, see the menu and find the 16 categories of cybersecurity tools based on the MITRE ATT&CK tactics. We observe that in each category there is a set of related tools, some of them repeated in several different categories. We start with category 1 of Reconnaissance. We run the Nmap tool. It will enter the terminal and we run the command to map it. In the same category, we run Legion, which is a semi-automatic tool for penetration tests. We proceed to add a host to test. Enter the host, which must be your own or have permission to run these tests. Start the test with stage 1 and stage 2. Then it continues opening ports and performing the tests. This tool helps discover, recognize, and exploit information systems. While the test is running, we can observe the information, the services, the tools, and the partial results on the screen. It continues opening ports and has already given us the IP address of the entered host. Some tests may wait for credentials. This is a graphical tool, but it can also be run from the terminal, selecting the desired options individually as preferred. In the same category we run Nmap, similar to Nmap, but graphically it performs network exploration and port security too. In the front end we can observe tabs with segmented information for greater clarity, including topology, host details, etc. We can also save the report in XML format. Select the location where you want to save the file and click on Save to finish. This file is used for its subsequent opening and analysis, even to have a log of it and be able to compare shown data results. Then open category 2 of development resources. There are several tools. For time, we select Searchsploit. We can see keys, close, and move to category 3 of initial access. We can do a test with Commix by entering the URL we want to analyze today. The URL must include the HTTP and it will perform security tests. In this case, it says our site has WAF or IPS security. Now we see category 4 of execution. Run the PowerSploit tool, wait for it to load, and create necessary elements for the job. Then we use the auxiliary port scan scanner. Here an R letter was skipped, we correct and try again. Enter host and execute. It will indicate the ports it has opened and the associated IP address. Note that in this video we only test some tools. Always in the same category, we test the Metasploit tool. It is a tool similar to PowerSploit and the same commands are used. Move to category 6 of privilege escalation. We use the Unix privilege check tool using the standard, which is much faster. Move to category 7 of defense evasion. For this category we run netexec. It performs the configuration and shows info. In this case, we can try to enter services such as Samba. We perform several tests, but the server must be running for this. Then move to category 8 of credential access. We run the Aircrack-ng tool. We enable monitoring on the wireless network. Now we run the arrow dump command from Lowland 0 using sudo. It will start monitoring wireless networks. We can also crack it. Move to category 9 of discovery. The default tool is WireShark. When trying to open F0, it gives a permission error. So we run it from the terminal with sudo. Now it opens the network well and starts capturing packets, seeing IP and TCP. The two tools that we left running continue trying to discover more ports and services. We close them to continue others. Now category 10 of lateral movement, mostly for remote connections, but we can test past the hash to see how it works. Run the pthnet RPC command. These are RPC calls over SMB, but we do not have this service, so it does not return anything. Move to category 11 of collection. We run the SSL dump tool, again the permissions. We run with sudo and open the browser. Now we go with category 12 of command and control. We run Starkiller, which is based on Empire. Wait for it to load fully. It opens the browser on a web server. Enter the default credentials, create a listener, and it will mount another IIS server. Move to category 13 of exfiltration. We run the netcat tool. We can do several tests, but there are no more web servers. Now with category 14 of impact, we run Xfce. We try to capture some ICMP packets, but again the permissions are missing. Run Xfce with sudo and try again. We receive a response. We capture it in a variable and show it in detail on the screen. Move to category 15 of forensics. We run Autopsy, which is a browser to perform forensic analysis in a graphical way. The page opens on the server. We can enter the name of the case, description, and researchers put the host and ask for image. In the same category we run hashtip, which allows us to generate hashes of directories. It can also make comparisons. Move to category 16, the last one. We see several tools. We run Nithunter, which is a tool for mobile devices specifically. In the same category, we can run PowerShell, which is a terminal to interact directly with Windows if it were necessary. This has been all for this video. If you liked it, subscribe, leave a like and activate the notifications. See you next video.